All right. With that, I am going to turn it over to Michelle. My understanding is there's feelings of stress and overwhelm, but we're going to dive a little bit deeper and find out what's going on. So, Michelle, are you comfortable sharing your story with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Um, I started this program about a year ago or maybe even longer and just kind of worked on it on and off and I never really did record my food that good. I don't know why, but I it feels like homework to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I've been waking up early, like I got a time that I wake up now. Before I never had that scheduled time, and it's really working for me. 7 o'clock. If I try to go earlier, I just can't. And if I could do it later, but then I work 12-hour shifts. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I start and end. So 12 hours, and I work 36 hours a week. And then I also cook lots of freezer meals. So I'm always busy with that and trying to juggle everything and my workouts and food prep. To be honest, I haven't followed the actual food thing like 100%. I've cooked like a whole pile of chicken breasts or a whole pile of beets, but I've never done the whole week of food yet. And that's my goal, to actually do that once and see how that goes.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. So that gave us a good idea, I think, of your day. Um, and what is your, like, I heard a couple of struggles, I think. So what is the biggest struggle?
Um, Probably staying in my diet because I'll be good and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I want that chocolate, and then I'll eat 20.
Okay, okay, okay. So then is the stress, is the stress that you're eating, you're making choices that you don't feel are healthy?
Yeah, and I can't have it in the house or I'll eat it. Like if I like right now the mini eggs, I had to throw them really far in the back so I can't see them or remember that they're there. They're like really high. I'd have to get a ladder to get them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's the unhealthy choices you make. What happens just before you go for that chocolate? Because it sounds like, is it always chocolate, first of all?
Usually, yep.
Okay. And you know what? Everybody's got a different trigger. But, anyways, so what we're identifying, I think, is chocolate is your go-to. What happens just before you go for the chocolate?
Probably I'm tired and cooking supper. Like hungry, and then all I think about is a chocolate next to me in the cupboard.
Okay. 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 And then, so then what's that costing you? So once you get the trigger, tired, you're cooking, you go for the chocolate and you make these unhealthy choices. And then what are you
Then
feeling?
I say I'm only going to take five. And then I take five, and then, oh, those are gone. I'll take another five.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden I had 15.
Okay. So there's a bit of um a lack of control, maybe?
A little bit. Yeah. And
Okay.
then if I measure my water, I'll drink it all that day. But if I don't have it measured in my pitcher, I'll be like, oh crap, I only drank 2 glasses today. Like, I was really good for the competition, as soon as the competition ended, I was like, oh, do I, yeah. And then I got my period headaches back for 2 months now.
Oh,
And now I'm like, oh no, I have to measure my water again. So I started measuring just yesterday again.
okay, okay, okay. And I would say, you know what? Like, I think when you're looking at it, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're looking at it almost like um, a failure, if that's not too strong, because you're not getting enough water and it's when you don't log and there's no competition. But all that is a learning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you just said, I know I have to track it, so I do, and then, your headaches go away,
Yeah.
which is a good thing. Okay,
Because then I know that oh, I have to drink that. I have to have that pitcher done by the end of the day. The
right.
pitcher of water, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I will say that you're not alone. I'm seeing this uh, pattern where the competition ke- keep people on track, and the competition's over, and we just stop all the good habits. Next year, I was sharing this with some of the girls last week. Next year, I'm going to build my program so we do a 6 week stint, 2 to 3 week break, then another stint, and just cycle through the year so it keeps everybody on track. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate what I think you're saying. You have trouble staying on track from a nutritional and water perspective.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you feel overwhelmed and out of control, and then you are triggered by food, and then you feel like you take five more, five more. Then
Yeah.
after you've eaten all though, then what do you feel like, Michelle?
Then I feel like, oh, I should drink a lot of water to get it on my
Oh,
system.
okay, okay, okay.
But then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this tomorrow. But then I was doing it tomorrow again. And then that's when I threw them way far back. And now they're out of sight, out of mind. And I haven't got them.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's very common too. So studies tell us if it's close to us or in sight, we'll eat it. If it's in your house, we'll eat it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. And so once you move them, does that work?
Yes. Yeah, it worked.
Okay, that's good. And then I think you alluded to the fact that when you were logging, it also worked.
Yeah. Yeah. Like for my water, when I measured, it worked. So I I'm gonna have to take the time to do that with my food too,
Okay.
because I feel if it works with water, then it should work with my food. But
But then when you spoke about that earlier, I think you said that that felt like a chore. Is that what you told?
hmm, yeah.
Okay. But you don't mind
Because
logging the.
sometimes my problem was I didn't know how to get the exact numbers.
Mhm.
And then I felt like maybe it wasn't off anyhow. So that's why I kind of just gave up the whole logging. Because I don't know.
I gotcha. So there's a little bit of perfectionist, I think,
Yeah.
where if it's not perfect, it's like all or nothing thinking.
Yeah.
You're either
Right.
in 100% or you're not.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Okay. Um, so let me
But I
pause,
am really happy that for my exercises, I found this the time that works is 7. Mm.
which is perfect. So you've
Yeah.
nailed down
Even 5 minutes before 7 won't work. I've tried it.
the man, you are like on the point. Okay. So, kind of all or nothing perfectionist behaviors, which many of us share. They have courses on this stuff. We're stressed because we're not feeling like we're compliant with nutrition and water. Water, we figured out because we thought, oh, I'm going to have this pitcher all day and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. Logging is a pain point because we get really hungry, we get triggered, and we eat too much unhealthy choices, and then we're not happy. So far,
Yeah.
so good. Okay. The logging is a pain in the ass, and it isn't perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And when it's not perfect, it doesn't agree with you. Like it doesn't
Mm.
sit right. So you're like, you're not. What I'm hearing, you correct me if I'm wrong, is that logging won't work for you.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay. And
Maybe
I
weighing out my food would work better.
weighing out your food.
Like
Okay.
a
Okay.
chicken breast or like I'm gonna eat half a cabbage or I don't know.
No, you're on the right track, actually. So before we go further, I'm going to ask you, is that if we could figure out how to make you feel compliant from a nutritional perspective without logging, that would remove your stress. Is
It
that
would help.
it would help? What would remove it, do you think?
If that worked, it would. It would
Okay.
remove it.
Okay. And here's the thing. Like we don't really know. We have to be like a little engineers. So we figure out a plan, and you'll only know a couple weeks in if it works for you.
Hmm.
Because I truly believe everybody's different, and we got to kind of find what works for our lane. Some people love to log.
Yep.
So
And I
it's no
don't mind
judgment.
eating the same food over and over. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
But yeah, and I don't mind eating like warmed up food. Like leftovers are really good to me. Sometimes they have more flavors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that part, I could eat the same thing over and over and over.
Okay, cool. So then to recap, not logging is causing stress because you don't feel compliant. But if we could figure out how to do, get you feeling compliant without logging, you'd be a happy girl.
Hmm.
Okay. And this will be plan A. If it doesn't work, we can reconvene and do plan B.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Hmm.
Because if logging doesn't work, there's no point forcing it. And as we get older, ladies have come to the table and said, if it doesn't bring me joy, I'm not doing it. So figure out something else. I'm not logging. And as I get the older population, I get it a lot. Okay. So we'll brainstorm how to measure your nutrition without logging. And there are different options. And I'm sure people around the table might have ideas too of stuff they've done. The other thing I want to say before we jump in is in your case, Michelle, we'll still go through the exercise, but I will put a caveat out there because in your case, you're getting results
Hmm.
from body comp perspective. So I would say what you're doing is working.
Yep.
Now that assumes energy's good, sleep. Well, I know you're busy, girl, and I know you got a lot on personally, but energy, mood, sleep, all that is relatively okay given the
Hmm.
circumstances. Yeah. Then I would say what you're doing is good. Because really, we're only doing this to get the results, to feel better, to look better. That's why. If those things are happening, it doesn't matter how we get there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I felt the best I've ever felt like 2 weeks ago I was out with my friends dancing and I felt like I had so much energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I haven't touched a drop of alcohol for over 2 years, but I didn't drink that much, but just the competition you couldn't drink. So I'm like, well, what's the point of even drinking?
That's good. It's good, better for you too.
Yeah.
So, all that said, we'll go into the exercise of how to manage food or measure food without logging, but I think what you're doing is fine, actually.
Hmm.
Okay. So, I call it intuitive eating. And it's based on a model that PN teaches, so precision nutrition. And you guys are probably aware. And Facebook had a few years ago, it was very popular, little containers.
Oh yeah, I remember those. They're all different colors.
Yes,
I
yes.
had some.
See? Now, so, and you even said, I believe you said, weighing my food might be better. I hate weighing, but everybody's different. But those little containers line up to the process that PN uses. So, like we talk about, always start, if you're going to have a meal, start with your protein.
Mhm.
And that, I don't know what color the container is, but there's a protein container. And for a woman, it would be about the size of your palm, thickness, and like it doesn't include your fingers, but your palm. So that's a portion for a woman. And then if it's Greek yogurt, it's like 3/4 of a cup.
Mhm. I find Greek yogurt mixed with berries and cinnamon
Mm.
and half an apple, that really helps me. That keeps me full all day. And if I notice if I go without a couple of days without having that, then I feel more hungry.
And that's perfect.
So that's
Like
my real go-to is the Greek yogurt with 2% fat and a medium apple or half an apple and some blueberries or raspberries.
her, and it is really good to start noticing those patterns in your own for your own metabolism.
Hmm.
And so, and you said before your trigger with the chocolate was when you got really hungry. It would be interesting to track if you've gone a couple days without your yogurt, does that lead you into getting too hungry and going for the chocolate?
It might, because I think I missed a couple days too with the yogurt because I either ran out or it got outdated because I bought too many. And then I had my 12-hour shift 9 to 9, so I didn't feel like going to the store to get more. And then I'm like, oh, what am I gonna eat?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And the yogurt's so easy to grab.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good knowing for you too, because although you didn't feel like going to the store, you can look ahead and go, okay, I know I don't feel like going to the store, but I know if I don't go, I'm going to go for the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I'd ask you too, like when you're super hungry and you go for the chocolate, and if you can remember, has it been more than 4 hours since your last meal?
It probably would have been. Yeah.
So in a
Mm.
fat loss protocol, you want to eat between about 3 hours apart.
Okay.
Okay. If your meals are closer than at least 2 hours apart, if you eat like say every hour, you will never deplete what's in your stomach. So the body will always go to that for fuel. You will never tap into your fat stores. So you want to wait at least 2 hours before between your meals. But if you wait more than 4 hours, and I do the same thing. You get hangry and then you just eat whatever and then you start stuffing mindlessly. You're eating mindlessly.
And then it feels like you never fill up.
Yes, I know, me too. 100%. So if you have the Greek yogurt on hand, and if you try, and even if you're out doing errands, you can put it um, in your bag or in your, carry it with you.
Mhm.
And if I'm on the road, because I do the same thing, it has the same effect on me. I will put frozen blueberries in the yogurt.
Oh yeah.
And then by the time you get to it, it's thawed, and the blueberries go all through, or whatever berry goes all through the yogurt. It's almost like an ice cream. It's so good.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So then we were talking about like tracking food without logging, and so the protein is about the size of your palm, and then your fat, which is like nuts or cheese, is about like two square cubes, or 10, 12 nuts is a serving.
Hmm. I've been eating raw almonds.
I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Or I use avocado oil every time I cook eggs. I
Yeah.
fry them in that.
Yeah. Do you ever add like spices to your eggs?
Yeah, I have red hot um spice. It's not the liquid, it's the actual
Yeah.
spice. It's really good.
I know people love that. I'm not a big fan, but a lot of people love putting like red chili in their egg.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Okay. So protein, then fat. Um, if you're having a carb with a meal, like a starchy carb, a slice of bread, the or rice, it should fit in the palm of your hand. So a quarter of a cup to a third of a cup is a serving for a female.
Okay.
Okay. And that assumes we're eating about four times a day, four or five. And then have as much vegetable as you want, really. Cucumber,
Does
pepper.
it depend what it is?
Yeah, it does. So so a starchy carb like a beet or a squash, sweet potato, that would fit in the carb family. Vegetables would be like cucumber, peppers, spinach, leafy greens, that kind of thing, onion, garlic, all that.
Hmm. And carrots, is that where does that fall?
Probably in the starchy peas, carrots, squash, like yeah, in your carb, I'd put that in the carb family.
Okay.
It's lower than bread, but certainly higher than um, greens.
Hmm.
I don't know. So Michelle, do you feel like that would help?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try that. Try measuring and I think it would.
Yeah. And then if you ever decide you do want to log, I would just give you permission to, it's not perfect
Right.
for many reasons. That could be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll see the line, oh, I'll just add that in, but I never really ate it. I'm like, well, then I'm not really truly.
Of course not. I know it's weird that we play these little. I had a client and she logged and she wanted to log the rest of her life, but she would binge occasionally, but she wouldn't log when she binged. And I remember saying, well, then you're not logging that day. And she was quite offended. She was quite mad at me that I would call her out. It's
Yeah.
funny, eh? In our minds, the tricks we play.
Uh-huh. Or if I was a little short on protein or a little short of this, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll just up the size of that chicken breast, but it wasn't really that size. I don't really know what size it was, but it got me to that green color or yellow color, whatever the
I'll just
line needed to be.
I'll just put in the amounts so that the numbers are balanced.
Yeah.
And you know what, Michelle, I would challenge you if you did that with the recipe. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Oh, it says a quarter of a cup, so I'm going to tell my mind I put in a quarter cup, but I really put in a tablespoon,
Right.
right? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to open it to the others to
I
see
wonder how many people actually do that though.
when they're cooking.
No, for
Oh,
logging.
that's a very good question, actually. Hmm. That's really, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to put it like, hmm. I might do like a Facebook Live about that.
I wonder if Paula's ever fudged it.
I'm going to call her out. Paula, there's a specific question. I'm going to tag her when I post this. Yeah, so I wanted to call out to the rest of the group to ask if you guys had questions. Does it resonate? Does it apply to you?
Hmm.
I just had a suggestion that might help Michelle. Something that's worked for me before, if I can share that.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%, of course.
Yeah. So I know you don't like logging, but you said you're up for maybe measuring like grams or ounces or what have you. I found the best I ever did with weight loss and nutrition was when I had a very basic food plan or meal plan. So very basic, but it hit all my macros and my calories. But essentially, my meal plan was my breakfast never changed. My breakfast is always a smoothie. That was a request from me because I need that. But basically, lunch and dinner was always 4 ounces of protein, uh, 90 grams of carbs, and then a cup of, good vegetables. This was a different macro plan, but that, and then, my snack was usually 100 gram of apple, this many almonds. Snack at night was 2 energy bars and a half a cup of berries, I think, something like that. It was very like same over and over and over again, switching
Hmm.
protein, switching carbs, switching veggies. Um, but you said you don't mind kind of repeating what you're eating. So once I did that, I actually did it for 6 months straight, like no cheating, no sugar. I
Wow.
lost 30 pounds. Like it worked. The only problem for me was when I tried to continue, I was so sick of like chicken and beef and all of the things I was eating that it kind of backfired a bit. But I think if you find like the food you love enough to just switch them out a little bit more, that might help, like having a meal plan that's a little flexible. And then
Right.
all you're doing instead of logging, you just kind of know what you're eating every day. And I just used my kitchen scale and would measure, here's my 4 ounces of chicken, here's my 90 grams of rice. And it worked really well for me at that time. So something I should do again, but now I kind of eat a whole bunch of different things, so it's a little harder. But perhaps that might be something that would work for you, especially when you cook like, 6 chicken breasts for the week. You can portion them up, 4 ounces,
Hmm.
freeze them, or whatever your protein is, or even use your palm trick. But I found that was super helpful for me. I didn't log a thing, like I wasn't into logging back then. I just followed the meal plan as prescribed, and yeah, it really worked when because I also had the I don't know if it willpower, motivation, whatever it was, to really stick with it, but definitely helped.
Yeah, it's a lot in your mind, I find, to
Yeah.
stick with something.
Yeah. And then when for me with the logging and kind of like I make a lot of healthy snacks and I try to make my food a little bit exciting because it got pretty mundane. But I found
Hmm.
when I knew what I was going to eat every day, it just helped me keep to that instead of being like, oh, now what am I going to make for dinner? And what am I going to have to meet my macros? I haven't met my fat yet. What am I going to eat? So I don't know. That part helps as well with the kind of mindset, I guess.
Hmm.
And I actually have like a similar thing, Chelsea, but instead of the grounds, I had like a quarter cup of this, a half a cup of that. And I've got a workout day and a non-workout day.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I had one for like if I hiked because I
yeah.
was, burning 3,000 calories. So it's like if you hike, you can have this. And yeah, exactly. Kind of just a little bit of fluctuation. I did cycle between just chicken and beef, which is what I do now. And I certainly have protein fatigue, but I'm kind of picky with protein. So
Hmm.
it's tough for me. I don't like seafood. I don't like pork. When I try to eat vegetarian, then my carbs skyrocket. So it's very difficult. But yes, anyways, that was a success for me. So maybe something that would work.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll try
Helps
it.
with the food noise because you just know this is what I'm eating. This is my snack tonight. And
Yeah, that definitely helps when you know. Uh-huh.
Does anybody want that plan that I was talking about?
Sure, please.
yeah, definitely. I think you were gonna send like an anti-inflammatory one, right, Janet?
Sorry, Chelsea, what was that?
You were gonna send an anti-inflammatory one,
Yeah.
I think you said. Yeah.
Did I not send it to you yet? I thought I
Oh,
had.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
You
think
might
I
have.
have, Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I can send you this one too. It's also anti-inflammatory, but it doesn't have the variety, right? It's just
Yeah,
a PDF. This is a workout day. This is a non-workout day. Swap the protein, swap the fruit, swap the veggies.
for sure. Yeah.
Kind of like you were just saying, it just didn't have grams, just cups. But I can send that one
Mm-hmm.
to you too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm going to start with Michelle. Well, first I'll ask if there's any other questions or comments.
Nope.
I have a comment. Something that I've been going through too is what Michelle goes through with her sweets and her chocolate. I'm a binge eater, especially with sugar. I have a sugar addiction.
Hmm.
So over time, I have tried not to buy the things that
Hmm.
give me cravings.
Yep.
So, and when I do have a craving, I try and go out and buy that thing. And sometimes I don't feel like going out, so I don't have it. But my cravings have cut back. But it takes time. It's like a habit, I guess. Um, and so, like a while back, I went out. I got a box of donuts, well, six pack for my friend who just came out of the hospital. And of course, I had two donuts out of there. Those are my weakness. So, but again, I won't do that probably for a year or who knows how many months from now because I don't do it every day now. And that really isn't like I was at a dollar store yesterday. And of course, they're full of sugary things. And I had to keep looking at I turned the labels around, how much sugar it is. Wow, 20 something. That's enough. That's too much. So I try and look at the labels a lot more too. So I don't know if that would help you or not, but it does take time. Yeah,
Yeah, sure does. Takes time to
Yeah.
get over the addiction. And I like that you look at the numbers. Something about females, we're very technical,
Mm.
right? I think that's why the scale gets in our head too. But in a good way, when we look at those ingredient lists or those gram, what? Yeah. And it's inflammatory, the sugar, I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah. So not only are you getting those calories, it's causing joints to hurt and water weight to retain and blah, blah, blah. So it's good, Sid. It sounds like, if I heard you right, it sounds like you're making progress in that space.
definitely. But if I have chocolate around or sweets, I'm a binge eater and I'll just want it gone. I don't want to see it there tomorrow. I need it gone right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird something with the brain.
You know what? That would be another good um, forum for us to talk about food addictions because it's a real thing. We can talk about like how to recognize it, things to do to overcome it. Let me just make a note. Food addiction.
Janet, could you maybe like when you're if you do something on that, could you talk about food noise as well? Like that is killing me.
Okay, sure. Who was
Just
saying?
the thinking about it, right? Like probably like Michelle and Sid were saying, and I'm sure everybody has experienced, right? Like the chocolate. If it's like all I'm thinking about if there's cookies in the staff room is cookies in the staff room, cookies in the, and like
Yeah. Yep.
trying to think about how am I gonna avoid that? And it's like super stressful, but you can't turn it
Okay.
off. Like it's so weird, but
I like it.
I
I like it.
yeah.
And that's kind of a sign because Stephanie and I were talking this morning just through text. or yesterday, and she used the exact same term, food noise.
Yeah.
So that's like a signal. Okay, so
Mm.
our next one, let's talk about, and I'll give it some thought whether we can do both noise and addiction because I think they're different. I'll figure out if we can put them in the same or if we need them separate. Okay. Any other comments, you guys? Okay, I was going to ask Michelle, what's the one biggest takeaway from our conversation for you?
Well, probably now that I'll go home and measure my food, and I think that will really, really help. So, yeah, and just listening to the other girls that I'm not the only one.
No.
Mm.
Good.
So,
Okay, and let me
and
know. Maybe
that food noise really, that really like even like the cookies at Tim Hortons are like, oh, you should get Tim Hortons Smile cookies because we only have them from this day to this day, and you should support this. And
ah,
then you feel like you need to buy that because they're advertising it for good things. And it's always food.
huh. And I wonder how much of the marketing plan is in those cookie things. I don't know.
Mhm.
Okay, interesting.
Someone brought a box of those to work and I ate one.
I ate two in
I
five
couldn't
minutes.
resist. So I get you there. I get it. Yeah. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest of you guys? Is there anything that resonated today that you're going to try through the week?
I'm
Donna's
gonna
been,
try the like just some more going back to basics, I think, with my food. And just like I said, this is your protein, your carb, which I'm usually really good at that part, like my meals, but just adjusting because I'm so used to a way of eating that I haven't really adjusted it. It's not like it's bad eating. I just think I'm maybe not eating the right proportions of things. So going back and kind of thinking about my macros a little bit more as they are now and not just like status quo like I've been doing for 2 years. Just really being mindful and just getting back to basics. Like, here's what you're going to eat this week.
okay.
It's going to be
And
this
I think
almost the
that's what
same
I'm
every
gonna do
day.
too.
Yeah, almost the same every day. Switch up a veggie, switch up a protein, switch up a berry. But I think the complication will be taken out and I can hit my macros better. Because I'm always logging at the end of dinner and I'm like, well, that kind of loses the point. I should be logging the day before so I know where I'm going to hit things. I shouldn't be logging and then thinking about my last snack of the day, how I'm going to meet things. So I think that just resonated with me, what you said to Michelle about, just the basic measuring and what did you say, intuitive eating? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And the simpler it is, the easier it is to be compliant for sure.
Yeah.
And then we stick to it and then we don't get hangry and go for all the candies that we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Anybody else before we close? Okay, I think it was an awesome meeting you guys. Love it. If you learned something, if you're liking the experience, I would love a testimonial. I really want to broaden this. I'm going to keep it to 10, but I want to like reach more people, have more people at the table because it's an amazing conversation. And when you guys share things, it's almost more impactful than when I say things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I would love testimonials if you have that. I'd be grateful. And oh, and then if you want to invite friends, if you have someone, and they don't have to be an Ignite, if they feel they're stuck and we do the noise conversation and they would benefit, we could take them, bring them to the table. And then I'm going to do one in 2 weeks' time. I will send a link so it can manage, well, we're going to test it, like I said earlier. I think it's going to manage the time zones and stuff too. Okay. All right, ladies. Anything else before we close? All right. Michelle, thank you so much for being brave and coming to the table. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate everyone being here. It was great, I think. See
Mhm.
you, Donna. Bye, Sid. Bye, Chelsea.
Have a
Thank
great week.
you. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.